students and staff at Lower Gwinnett Elementary School join so many others around the world and across these United States of America celebrating and commemorating Veterans Day. I'd like to take a few moments, if I could, to introduce those that stand to my right, those who are sitting to my right and left. First of all, Lower Gwinnett extends a very warm welcome to our Superintendent of Schools, Dr. Jim Crisfield. While he was a student at Stanford, Dr. Crisfield was a member of the ROTC, Reserve Officer Training Corps. After graduation, he was stationed in Boston at the Air Force Computer Acquisition Center. While there, First Lieutenant Crisfield helped provide over 1 million computer systems to military installations all around the world. Dr. Scott Williamson, no stranger to Lower Gwinnett. Former Lower Gwinnett art teacher and current Wissahickon High School art teacher. He's a member of the Pennsylvania Army National Guard for 11 years. He was eventually deployed as an infantry platoon leader to become part of Operation Iraqi Freedom. From the year 2005 to 2006, First Lieutenant Williamson was awarded 2 Bronze Star Awards as he was faced with direct danger in this operation and was able to save not only himself, but fellow soldiers and local civilians. Also with us, our Army Sergeant Joshua Brooks, coming to us from Virginia's 11 Bravo Infantrymen. With Sergeant Brooks is Army Sergeant Omar Lau Garcia, who is a 12-kilo Army plumber. Both sergeants come to us from the Lansdale Recruitment Station, and we are honored and thrilled to have them with us this morning to help raise our American flag.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Today is Wednesday, it's November the 11th, 2020. It's day 1B in our encore schedule. And yes, boys and girls, today is Veterans Day. I ask you now to all join me as we recite the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
It is great to see you out here, Lower Gwinnett. I'm not at all surprised by the spirit of Lower Gwinnett Elementary School. I see it every year, and it's really an honor to be back here, especially today. So today is Veterans Day, and I just want to share two very quick thoughts with you about Veterans Day. And the first is, this day is about listening and about being there. What that means is, if you know somebody who's a veteran, your family or friend or something, the idea here is that you are there for them. You just listen. Sometimes people like to talk a lot about what happened when they were in the military, helping other people. Sometimes they don't want to talk too much about it, but that doesn't matter, whatever, you were just there for them. And then after, the other piece of today is, we are grateful, and you are all grateful. I know you're all, you care about other people, and you know it's important for other people to care about you. So all you're going to do today is just say thank you. Maybe if it's a family member, you give them a big hug, maybe a virtual hug, or maybe just thank you. But all of those things really, really matter, because then it shows the veterans how much we all appreciate what they've done. So Lower Gwinnett, I'm not at all surprised by the spirit, and it really is an honor to be here with you today. Thank you.
Hey, Lower Gwinnett, it's good to see everybody. I know I haven't met some of the new kindergarten groups yet, but it's good to see everybody. I miss you guys. Hopefully we're back here pretty soon. But I want to start today, and I won't be long, I promise. But I wanted to start today by saying thank you. Not only to all of you guys who come out here to support this and have been so beautiful with your singing and being part of the whole ceremony, but also for the teachers and for Mr. Feely for putting this whole thing together. It means a really lot to people like me. Not only because it's an important day to recognize and say thank you, but it's near and dear to my heart because of me spending some time in the military. So as I say, I'm both humbled and honored to have the opportunity to talk with you guys today. I feel like I should be the one saying thank you because I've had so many opportunities and had the honor of serving in the greatest military in the greatest country on earth, and that's a really big deal. When you guys get a little bit older, you'll understand that a little more. So why we celebrate Veterans Day, for those of you who are wondering why we're out here and it's kind of cloudy and almost ready to rain, but we're all out here together, and we see these fine young gentlemen over here in their nice dress uniforms. We do this to remember some of the military members and to kind of celebrate them for all the sacrifice that they have and the courage that they have to defend something called duty, honor, and country. There's different things that the military really kind of takes to heart and has an important focus on. And to all the veterans across America this week, whether they served overseas, in wartime or in peace, or in any of the 5 branches. We actually have 5 different branches of the military: Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, Coast Guard, and we even have smaller subdivisions called Reserves and National Guard in each of those. But we celebrate all of those people because they're all part of a big family, a big unbroken chain of people who love this country so much that they're willing to serve it to make everything better for us, which I think is really wonderful. I can't express to you guys how much I appreciate you thinking about us and celebrate all the veterans for their work and sacrifice. And boys and girls, if you can just remember one thing about today, just one, have it be this: every day, each and every day that you wake up in the morning and you come to school, or it's a weekend, you get ready to play, each day is really made up of 2 things. It's 2 things. It's a gift and an opportunity. I say it's a gift because each day is precious. It's really important, and it should be important to you too, because it's very temporary. Because tomorrow, today is gone, right? Maybe that's why they call it the present. But it should be a time to celebrate with your family and friends. So that's why it's so precious, and we really need to know that. I also say it's an opportunity because each day is kind of a chance for you to make the world a better place, just like a veteran. What you do or what you say today can affect lots of things in the future. And if we all just took a moment and realized that if we say something nice, like a nice compliment to somebody, or we help somebody out when they need it, kind of like what Dr. Crisfield was saying, then we'd all understand that each day is the perfect time to make just a little bit of positive change and make this place better. So because working together and helping everybody is exactly how we're going to do that. So thank you so much today. Love you guys, and we'll see you soon.
Boys and girls, I want you to know one thing, that as we're in this assembly program this morning, we have about 240 or so students who also have the opportunity to watch this program at home. Those are our virtual students, and interspersed amongst us today we have several with us. But this tape will be sent home. It will be available for all parents by this evening, and our students in virtual classes might be able to view it before going home this morning. If not, they'll see it tomorrow. But I promised all of my virtual students, and I see them every day, that I would send a special signal to them that I miss you, we're looking forward to great times ahead, and they certainly will occur. Now, boys and girls, I can't leave this podium unless I teach something, okay? So it's important that you know what the history and the meaning of Veterans Day. Armistice Day began as a celebration of the end of World War I, when the news reached the United States that fighting had stopped. On November 11th, 1918, the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month. People were overjoyed. Spontaneous and unrehearsed demonstrations of joy were held in many places around the world. But people didn't want to forget that many soldiers who had died to bring peace to the world. So they set aside November 11th as a day of remembrance. The first official celebration of Armistice Day took place on November the 11th, 1919. Many churches held special services, and veterans who had come home from the war paraded joyfully through the streets of America. Most dramatic of all, people all across the United States observed 2 minutes of silence to honor those who had been killed during World War I. In 1921, the body of an American soldier who had been buried in France was brought to the Arlington National Cemetery in Virginia. His new grave became a shrine, the tomb of the unknown soldier. The inscription on the tomb read, "Here rest in honored glory an American soldier known but to God." No one knew the soldier's name. He represented all the unidentified soldiers who had lost their lives in World War I. After World War II, a second unknown soldier was buried at Arlington. Then, in 1954, because Americans wanted to honor veterans from all wars, the name of the holiday was changed from Armistice Day to Veterans Day. Today, boys and girls, Veterans Day is celebrated on November 11th and honors all those who have served our country or who have fought for our country in World War I, World War II, the Korean War, the Vietnam War, the First Persian Gulf War, the war in Afghanistan, the war in Iraq, and the global war against terrorism. But the United States isn't the only country to honor men and women who served in wars. Great Britain, Canada, France, and Poland also have holidays to pay tributes to veterans. Today, boys and girls, almost at this exact moment, our President of the United States, Donald J. Trump, will solemnly place a wreath of flowers at the tomb of the unknown soldier. He'll then move back and stand with other dignitaries. He'll place his hand over his heart and will listen as we ask all of you to do so now to the playing of taps. Special thanks to Wissahickon High School senior Donovan Leary for joining us today playing taps this morning. Okay, boys and girls, I want you all to do me a big favor. I want you to take a moment sometime this week, next week, to view our lobby's showcase designed by 4th grade Lower Gwinnett teacher, Mrs. Slater. It features photos of veterans from many wars. Some of these veterans are Lower Gwinnett family members and friends.
And we are going to sing the thank you song to thank all of our veterans and everybody who is celebrating today.
You're so happy.
Thank you, we really want to thank you, THANKYOU. Thank you, we really want to thank you, thanks. You did a job, you really been a trooper, you did a great, you really been super, you did a fine, you really hope to let us THANKYOU. Thank you, really want to thank you, THANKYOU. Thank you, really want to thank you, thanks. Thank you, really want to thank you, THANKYOU. Thank you, really want to thank you, thanks.
But at this time, boys and girls, I would like to ask Cindy Jackson, 4th grader, and Alexis Belazonin, a 5th grader, to come forward, and they're going to take a wreath located right in front of you, and hand in hand, they're going to lead us to the high school Veterans Memorial. And I want to tell you just a few things about the memorial so you know that it just didn't appear, okay? The Veterans Memorial became a reality through the leadership and the support of the Wissahickon Educational Opportunities Foundation, called WEOP. Very important group in our district that funds and supports many of the educational programs that we experience. WEOP launched the memorial fundraising effort in February of 2018. And with the generosity of our school community and area businesses, surpassed the goal of raising $40,000 in 1 year. We hope this new memorial will serve as a solemn and a beautiful place to remember for our students and our community, to recognize and remember the sacrifices of our veterans and those who serve. About 250 people, about a year and a half ago, including students, staff, and alumni veterans, attended an unveiling ceremony for the new Wissahickon Veterans Memorial. Now, Lower Gwinnett 4th grader Sydney Jackson and 5th grader Alexis Belazzoni will now lay a wreath of honor at the foot of our Veterans Memorial. We now ask all in attendance to pause for a moment of silence in remembrance of those who have given their lives for our country, so that we may continue to live in the land of the free and the home of the brave. Boys and girls, this concludes a very important part of our Veterans Day Remembrance. I hope this is not the last time you'll visit this memorial. Maybe you could go home tonight at the dinner table, tell your parents where you were, and maybe invite them to come see our Veterans Memorial.